Thank you, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues. I am Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi. I represent Niger North Senatorial District. Mr. President, I want to come under Order 43. With your permission,
you may proceed, please.
By the indulgence of the Senate and the leave of the President of the Senate, a senator may make a personal explanation, although there be no question before the Senate, but no controversial matter may be brought forward, nor may debate arise upon the explanation. The terms of the proposed statement shall be submitted in details to the President of the Senate when his leave to make it is sought. Mr. President, my personal explanation is on the demise of our late royal father, Sarkin Sudan of Kontagora, Alhaji Saidu Namaska. With your permission,
I say you may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues.
Senator Utazi, if you choose that to be your seat, we'll ask the Chief Whip to make it a permanent seat. Okay, it's all right. It's all right, I can understand. We'll discuss later.
Thank you, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues. With a heavy heart, but total submission to the will of Almighty Allah, I want to notify the Senate of the death of His Royal Highness, Sarkin Sudan, Alhaji Saidu Namaska, Emir of Kontagora, whose sad event happened on Thursday, 9 September 2021, equivalent to 1st of Safar, 1443 after Hijrah, after a protracted illness. The late Emir Saidu Namaska was born on the 31st December 1937 into the lineage of Umaru Sarkin Kudu, a son to Umaru Nagwamati, who was the first emir to establish the Kontagora Emirate. The late emir did his elementary school between 1945 to 1950, and in 1950 he proceeded to Bidda Middle School and completed same in 1953. He began his career as a security officer of the Native Authority, popularly called Andoka, which he furthered as a forest guard in 1954. In 1962, the late royal father proceeded to Institute of Administration, Zaria, to study Sharia education. He became an area court judge in Salka town, in present Magama local government of Niger North, in the year 1968. By 1971, he was transferred to Mahuta, which is now under Zulu Emirate in Kebbi State. In 1972, he went back to the Institute of Administration, Congo, Ahmadu Bello University, to further his studies in the same Sharia education. The late Emir in 1974 ascended the throne to become the 6th Emir of Kontagora, that is the Sarkin Sudan of Kontagora. And this emirate is the 12th in the hierarchy of northern emirates in northern Nigeria. He was, until his death, the vice chairman, Niger State Council of Traditional Rulers. The late emir is the second longest serving emir in Kontagora after the late Sarki Ibrahim Nagwamati by spending 47 years on the throne. The late emir was very passionate about development of his domain, and in particular, very concerned about educational development in his domain, and was very hopeful that the Federal College of Education, Kontagora, will be upgraded to a university, as graciously approved by this Hollow Chamber and indeed the National Assembly through the bill which I sponsored, tagged the Federal University of Education, Kontagora. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, in his condolence on the death of the Emir, President Muhammadu Buhari noted that Saidu Namaska was a decent traditional ruler who had brought dignity and respect to the throne during the 47 years reign. He devoted himself to the service of his people and the promotion of peace and harmony in his domain. For me, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, his death is a personal loss, as the late Emir took me and treated me as his son, and has always counseled me in the discharge of my duties. I enjoyed his wise counsel and encouragement at all times. He has never turned down any of my requests to see him, no matter the circumstance. May Almighty Allah grant him Al-Jannah Firdaus and comfort his family, the people of Kontagora Emirate, Niger North, Niger State Council of Traditional Rulers, the government and people of Niger State, as we pray for a worthy replacement. Amen. My prayers, Mr. President, is that we observe 1 minute silence for the repose of his soul.
Distinguished colleagues, we'll observe a minute silence. May the gentle soul of the late Emir of Kontagora rest in perfect peace. Amen.